Muted, right?
Hello. Hello, hello. So my second device, I forgot to charge it. It's dead. So if I miss something in the chat, you guys just let me know. Telling you in
Okay.
advance.
Okay. I've got you. I don't have my little pop-up yet. We haven't popped up like, wow, that's a big, there we go. I was like, that's
That's
a
a 20
huge
second
lag.
lag.
Yes.
That's not good.
Yes.
Good morning, Roxanne. Hello, Karen. Hi, Kaz. Hello, Bridget. So hello, everyone.
How is everyone's Monday? How's everyone's weekends? How's everyone's weekends?
I got a lot of unpacking done yesterday.
I lived on the couch yesterday.
Hi,
I got work done in the morning. Hey, Helen.
hello, John.
I got all my set up yesterday, and then the sneezy, snotty. So if snotty Nikki makes an appearance, everybody, I'm sorry, appeared, and I was in the couch for the rest of the day, just laying there, going through a box of tissues. So we're gonna hope it's not COVID. I've already had it just a few months ago. If anything, it's a cold, probably just allergies. This fall sucks. Oh, look, we just got the notification. Yay! Guys, there's a big.
Yeah, that took a whole minute and 30 seconds to go out.
Yeah.
It does feel like fall here too, Kaz. It's much cooler. Definitely fall. If I wasn't taking my allergy pill every morning, I would be a big snotty mess. But I've been taking my. What are you guys into?
Jackie.
Oh, these cats.
Oh.
Hi, Jackie. No, haven't heard from Sean.
No, I haven't either. But it's definitely, I might have to. I'm surrounded by ragweed in the garden and some other weird thing, but we've already discussed that I won't go and take care of that in the garden because of the snakes. So the ragweed's multiplying, the snakes are, so it's a vicious cycle, people. Vicious cycle. Ooh. That sounds like fun, Karen. That sounds like a lot of fun. And it was rainy all weekend here. Like,
we had
really rainy. Yeah. Yeah, and it's still going on now, which I don't know about you, but it makes my allergies 10 times worse when it rains or right before it rains.
Mine too.
And I think that's why it was so bad yesterday. Yep.
Yeah.
And then you start praying
right now, but it is very gray and overcast out there. So
yeah. Claudia likes to share her weather with me, and I just keep telling her, save it unless it's warm.
Yep, I just send it right on up there.
Bummer. Well, it sounds like everyone. Well, it sounds like Karen had a fun weekend. Sounds like Karen had a fun weekend, and that's I did nothing. Claudia unpacked, and I was a lazy bum.
What are you doing, Harley?
And Claudia's cat is
being so clingy today. Please don't walk amongst the glass.
Yeah, I got a lovely garden of ragweed. I really do. Usually I yank that stuff out, but it didn't happen this year. I'm waiting for one of the cats to end up right up there.
Can you see it? It's a kitty.
I was like, is it a cat butt?
I got it from Kraken.
Oh my God.
It's a kitty.
One of them, who wants to bet right up there, right above Claudia's head next to the books? I think a cat's going to climb up in that little space, in the little sold space.
Yeah, he finally, because he kept walking back and forth as I was setting up the glass. And the last time that I yelled at him to stop doing that, he got mad. So he's over there asleep on the bed. So I don't know if he'll make an appearance because now he's mad because they yelled at him.
And now he's pouting. Yes. Love it when they do that. They all get pouty. And it's not just cats, dogs do it too. Dogs will pout. My dog pouts all the time.
Yep. And sad eyes. Dogs do the best sad eyes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, especially all the dogs are brown-eyed, so they all get those big brown puppy dog eyes that blink at you and they give you sad face. Oh. Well, you know what? That just means they need you, I guess. Like Kaz was saying, they just won't leave you alone. It just means they need you.
Yep. Well, I think part of it is the temperatures dropped. So they're cold.
Yeah.
So they want to snuggle up. Huh, princess?
And she's the one that doesn't come on camera. She's a little camera
Right.
shy too.
And she won't come over here because all the glass is here now. My boy, he'll just walk right through it. But
He's the lovely cat that we get to see almost every week. We get to see Blue walk through. I love him though. He's so adorable.
my daughter has a new kitten who looks a lot like Blue, except he's got
Aw.
longer fur. And I was supposed to go up Sunday and see her, or Saturday, but it didn't work out. So I didn't go. But I'm not even going to get to see him as a kid. And he's like going to grow too fast before I even get to meet him. He's adorable. She sends me like daily pictures.
There's nothing like them when they're little. And then you look back at them, you go, wow, you get so big. When I got my little girl, she was 6 pounds. She's 70 pounds now. So she's humongous.
Yep, because these two came to me as kittens. Somebody had dumped them off and they weren't even fully weaned yet. So they were
Yeah.
little. Yeah. Hi,
Hey, Rebecca.
Rebecca. Good. Well, it's afternoon for me, but for other
Yeah.
people, it's morning. All right, so today we're talking about Westmoreland glass. And I did pull a couple of my candy dishes down from the top row, which is where they're currently residing, to show you guys. I'm going to make myself big.
Yeah, do it, because I want to see these pieces.
So
Hi.
we've talked about Westmoreland producing a lot of milk glass. So I do have.
Yeah.
That's my white in my rainbow. Hi, Barbie. So I didn't know this until I started doing some research. I mean, we all know Westmoreland and the grape pattern go hand in hand, but this beading that they do,
I love
that's
that.
a very, very Westmoreland thing. And I didn't know that until I started doing further research. So you're probably not going to be able to see it, but does have the W with the G overlaid right here. So that's my little wedding box. Westmoreland.
I love those. They look edible. Oh my Lord.
This is one of my favorite candy dishes, lidded candy dishes. So gorgeous amberina, again with this beading, but this time it's not on the lid, it's on the bottom. On the other piece, it was on the lid. Look at the amberina in that.
And those are rare, guys. Those are not easy to find outside of milk glass.
And then
the feet.
In the very, very center right here is the WG. It does have the dolphin feet.
Oh.
Which to me either look like dragons or koi fish.
They look like dragons to me, yeah.
Yeah. So I adore this piece. But those are the two pieces of Westmoreland glass in my personal collection. They were founded in 1889. And Brothers now it's interesting because when I started to do research on this, there were a couple different stories about how the company came about. So I've never run into quite so much difference in an origin story of a glass company as I did with Westmoreland. So there was a lot of stuff I left out because I wasn't sure if it was true or not. Can't believe everything you read on the internet.
True.
So in 1889, brothers Charles and George West bought majority shareholding in a glass company in Pennsylvania. They named it Westmoreland Specialty Company. And when they started out, they were selling glass containers for like mustard jars, some candy jars, that kind of stuff. And I have in the past sold a Westmoreland candy it was a dog shape. So they the one brother split off, and George took over the glass container part, made it a separate business in 1920, and in 1929, when he died, that closed completely. So Charles took over what was left of the glass company with his friend Ira Brainerd, and they focused on handmade, high-quality glass tableware. So I can show you from my depression glass book. So when they did their depression glassware, they did colors crystal pink, amber, turquoise, cobalt, green, blue, and red. But they did not stick to one shade of each. So the pink has 2 shades. Amber has 2 shades. Their green had 3 shades. So if you are trying to collect the depression glass from Westmoreland, you're going to run into problems because they made different shades of the colors. So in this picture, you can see the 2 different shades of amber glass.
Yeah. And green.
2 of the different greens.
Yeah.
The cobalt blue, I guess, is really, really rare. According to Gene Florence, who was he's the
glass
go-to. Yeah. So this pattern was the English hobnail.
Which is really pretty in person.
So this was their depression glass, that English hobnail. I've got a couple more examples. So 90% of the glass that they produced was milk glass. Hi, Sheila. Isn't that gorgeous?
Oh, those are cool.
So that was their beaded edge. They made this from the late 1930s to the 1950s. They did some birds in with that. Here's one of their ads.
I love the ads, the old ads.
Yeah, I do too. So they did, see the red on here? Isn't that gorgeous?
Oh, yeah.
So they did do a hen on nest. I know that we all think Indiana glass for the hen on nest, but Westmoreland glass did a hen on nest. If you find one without the red comb, it's older. Now she's just running around crazy.
And their milk glass is so ornate, and usually a lot of times it is hand painted, and it's really good quality.
So here's more of the English hobnail. Look at the punch bowl. And then when we talk about colors, I'm going to mention this black at the base because that was a very Westmoreland thing that they did. Here's another one of their ads.
Now I want a punch bowl just to say I have a punch bowl. Like, they're all over the place. They're very easy to get a hold of. Just to have a punch bowl now.
We had a punch bowl, I don't know, I got when I got married, and we used it frequently for parties. And then when my daughter moved out, she took it with her because by then I've always had the green punch bowl that my parents got for their wedding in 1972, the emerald green. But my brother never gave me the cups. Well, by the time that Meg moved out, I'd found the cups and replaced the cups. So we all have our own punch bowl. So just pages and pages of, they made that English hobnail in so much.
It's one of my favorite patterns, and it gets kind of, I don't want to say down, but it does get a little down, especially in the clear, because it is just, it can be fancy or it can be plain, depending on what you put with it.
And then here, they had 2 different grape patterns. So this was the paneled grape pattern. Look at I've never seen that Epern.
Oh my Lord.
Isn't that something? I mean, we think of this is such a common thing, but there are pieces that are more rare that I've never seen before. So here's one of their ads for the panel grape.
Ooh, that sounds pretty, Kaz.
Yeah.
Purple.
And look at the blue plate there at the top.
Oh.
They did them in black too.
Oh, yes, I've seen them. Yes, yes, yes. They're the Mary Gregory style, but they're gorgeous in the black.
Yep. And it says Blue Mist Mary Gregory scenes. You are absolutely right. Yeah. So, I mean, we all know what that paneled milk glass, the grape.
And they did it in others too. They didn't just do it in the milk glass. They did that.
I like this one because I've only ever seen the moon and stars.
Oh.
That one's fancier. I've never seen that one. So lots and lots and lots of, there's just pages of examples of that. Lots and lots of pages. Put my book down here. So, it's already said 90% of the output from the company was milk glass. Until 1957, the glassware was hand finished with ground bases and fire polishing. And it just wasn't cost effective anymore, and they had to stop doing it. So pieces up to 1957 were hand finished, which that fire polishing just gives it a much prettier. In the 70s, they ran into financial problems, so they expanded and started using molds and glass formula from LG Wright to make glass for LG Wright. From 1973, they were using old molds with new colors and finishes for the LeVay company. They did a little bit of carnival glass for the LeVay company in the 70s. By 1981, they couldn't do it anymore. The company was sold to David Grossman, and he only lasted 3 years before he couldn't do it either. So there are some of the molds were sold off. So there was glass being produced after that that would still have the imprint because it was a Westmoreland mold, but it was not made by the actual company. 1910 to 1919, they used a W inside of a keystone to mark their glass. 1940s and on, they primarily switched to the W surrounded by the G. But just like so many other companies, they didn't always mark their glass. Sometimes it was just a paper sticker.
Yeah.
So you won't always know. Some of their patterns were paneled grape, beaded grape, American hobnail. So they did do 2 hobnails. They did the English hobnail and they did the American hobnail. Old quilt, cologne, which this is old quilt right here. Colonial floral, colonial wildflower and lace, Doric, beaded edge, which I showed you in the book. Carolina dogwood. Fenton bought the Carolina dogwood mold. So you could get Carolina dogwood in both Fenton and Westmoreland. Corinth, Dahlia Robia, English hobnail, shell and jewels. So I showed you some of the colors. They did a lot of fired on colors. They did stained glass in black and white, amber, green, blue, rose. Black-footed pieces. Those black-footed pieces were from 1929 to 1935. So I showed you an example of that in the book. Crystal, topaz, deep blue, which they called Belgian blue. They also did an opalescent blue, which they called moonstone. Several different companies had moonstone. Clear glassware after 1935. The 40s, 50s, and 60s, they did black, ruby, amber, and their amber was called Golden Sunset.
Golden Sunset. I have a piece of Golden Sunset, piece of sunset to show you later. That's up for sale. Yes, ma'am. I didn't find out much more. I'll tell you this: they're in the mid-century modern glass Bible, as I call it. They're not in here. Westmoreland is not in here. It goes right from Viking to West Virginia Glassmaking Company. So they're not in here. Their heyday, as far as I could tell, was 1920 to 1950. That was when they were. My book just fell. That was when they were really, really big. 90. Well, we said that. Their stuff was so nice, their milk glass, that it was exhibited in a museum. It was exhibited in the art exhibit at the Carnegie Museum in Pittsburgh. I don't know why Carnegie
Hmm.
is in Pittsburgh. It's a New York thing. Well, though it depends. Some people say Carnegie. Some people say Carnegie. If you're from New York, I guess you're supposed to say Carnegie. They had really great stuff. So if you find their milk glass like pre 1940, like in that sweet spot, it's much more delicate. It's much more of a ring of fire. It's not that we're used to seeing it, and I don't have a piece like
This is going to be much more delicate.
Yeah.
It's hard to see the ring of fire, but this has the ring of fire. This piece, much heavier, more like Fenton milk glass.
It's
No
chunky
ring
monkey.
of fire.
Yeah. It's almost
there's
like
a weight difference too.
there is. Yeah.
Yep.
It's almost like Victorian, like they were still making Victorian milk glass until 1940s, and then they kind of got away from that and they went wicked 70s chunky heavy milk glass, which is nothing wrong with that, but the other mark that I know that they have, because Claudia told you the first two marks, is in 1982 it'll say Westmoreland, and it'll have a circle. It'll actually say the name and it'll have a circle. They were only in production for the 2 years after that.
Yeah, so. I didn't include that one since they've been bought out by somebody else.
Yeah, they've been. But if you find stuff that has the W in the keystone, holy moly, pick that up, because that's
true antique. You know that's old.
Yeah, that's their really, really good stuff. That's like their super ornate, really delicate, fine work milk glass, if you find it in that time pool, which I think is kind of cool. I do think that's neat. And they did do the condiments and the candy things, and then they ditched them after World War II because it didn't make them any money either. It just wasn't making them, and they struggled during the Depression. I mean, we all know lots of glass companies struggled during the Depression. And some of the molds, believe it or not, Blanco and Viking guys have bought some of the molds from Westmoreland when they went belly up in '84. So that's kind of a big deal, that those companies bought them out. But other than that, I think I had pretty much everything, that you had. Pretty much everything that you had, because it's not that, Westmoreland's milk glass, which I didn't realize that was how much milk glass that they made. So that was a cool little figure it outer. Yeah. So that's all I got.
And I think that's why they were not in your mid-century book, because mid-century was all about the jewel tone colors and bam and and they just didn't do that. They stuck with their milk glass. They did what they did best. And
that's another thing. If you see Westmoreland, like you saw Claudia's piece, it's absolutely gorgeous. That's not milk glass. That's not as popular as the stuff that wasn't as produced as the stuff that was milk glass. So Westmoreland that's not milk glass is probably a good pickup, because it's still just as pretty.
Yeah. So I'm going to look for a link that I'm going to share with you guys, but after the sale today, and because I can't remember which channel it was on, VOA Quest 1910 and The Thrifty Hippie had a sale yesterday. They got to meet in real life. It was a reseller meetup, and they got some gorgeous Westmoreland glass that is still available for sale. So after us today, if you want to see some more pieces, if there was something specific you were looking for, you can go rewatch their sale. A lot of those Westmoreland glass pieces are still available, and they were gorgeous. Just
I'm sure
gorgeous, because one of them, I can't remember which one, had a cat like candy dish, milk glass cat. You guys have to see it. So I'm going to let Nikki go first, and then I'm going to go search for that link and put that in so that you guys can go and check that out later. Please stay with us and watch us before you go look at all of their
that. Like, that'd be nice, right?
See our glass first.
Watch our glass first. All right. First, I have this about 8.5 inches. I love the emerald foresty green color of this bud base. It is a hand-blown bud base. We get the little twisty down here in clear, and it still has a sticker, which is kind of awesome. Now this says, I think it says DD, but of course I see a P before the D, and I want to say it says PD, but I think it says DD. I'm not going to not going to show up. All right, but it's in Japan, and the color for Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, this is like evergreen forest color. no chips or cracks, in really good condition. I love this piece. I love the color. It's one of my favorite colors. So if you're interested in this one, it'll be $8, number 74. $8, number 74 for the glass piece. I feel like I can't get it in the frame. I'm struggling here. Okay. That's piece number 1. Piece number 2 is a piece of Viking Blue. Love, love, love. This one from their Epic line. I have an orange coming up later, that actual glass orange that sits perfectly in the center of this. I think it's so cool. So this is 7 inches. This is one of my new favorite colors. It makes me happy.
Oh yeah, Blue makes me happy too. Anything Viking glass makes me happy.
I know. And it's such a pretty little, it is just such a pretty little dish. We know them. We love them. If you're interested in this piece of Viking, it'll be $15, number 87. $15, number 87 for the little dish. And those are my 2. No.
All right, so I put the link in. They had that sale yesterday. It was on the Thrifty Hippies channel. And if you love Westmoreland glass, you've got to go watch them later. You've got to bookmark that and save it and go watch it later, because they had just some amazing pieces.
Okay, I got you, Sheila. I was like, hi. I thought Sheila was saying low to us, like hello, like low, and like, hey.
So I did have this last week. I am bringing it back again because it is Westmoreland glass. It has the WG on the back. This one is that more delicate. I wish you guys could see the Ring of Fire.
Oh, it's amazing. You can kind of see it right there.
It's so, so pretty along every single edge of this whole thing. So pretty, feminine, delicate. It would look very nice hanging on a gallery wall. This one is just 7.5 inches from widest point to widest point. And it is only $8, number 7. $8, number 7. My second piece, also Westmoreland. I wish I could have found the sugar with this, but I only found creamer. But this is a nice size creamer. And this is the heavy, chunky piece. The other thing I forgot to mention, Westmoreland glass did this kind of, they didn't leave the bottom plain. So
yes,
you're going to see a design on the bottom of their stuff.
Yeah.
So the old quilt pattern, no chips, no cracks. It's a nice hardy piece. It's even got a little detail here. Oh, you can't see it. Oh, there you can.
There it is.
This one is $10, number 5. $10, number 5. So this is the kind of milk glass that you could have around teenagers. It's hardy, it's chunky. So those are my 2.
Use it for your syrups when you make your pumpkin pancakes. Hey, Kathy, like my hubby did for me this weekend. He made pumpkin pancakes. It was so yummy. Okay, I have my
cut it out.
Sorry, I made my Westmoreland piece, or I made this. I made this. I think I might have let some of my brains escape into a tissue yesterday when I was blowing my nose so much. So this is a Westmoreland piece of glass. It is their grape panel. It is a basket. It is an amber. It does have, and I don't know if I'm going to get it to show up, it does have the stacked WG, so post-1940, pre-1982. But the detail, look at the detail on the handle. It's got like a wood grain detail there. And this is sunset. This is not amber. I should correct myself. This is sunset. You get the grapes and leaves and just the little swooshies. I love this piece. These are not, they made them in a variety of colors. I'm pretty sure this is from the 70s, from what I remember from researching this piece before. It was one of the first pieces I actually bought. So this is from the 70s-ish, and they did this in a very vast variety of colors, and these are actually not all that common, but the colors that are out there, the color combos are unreal. I want the black iridescent one. Of course I do.
How tall is that?
It's pretty, and it's heavy. It is, I'm going to warn everybody, it is heavy. It is 12 inches tall. So
Wow, that is
it's a
not
good
one of the
size.
small baskets.
No, so it's a
That's
good size, and you could
beautiful.
put fun stuff in there. It's the right time of the year for it, is I guess what I'm saying. It
Yeah,
would look really pretty
absolutely.
as a centerpiece, and like I said, it is a heftier piece. So, oh, and of course, I'm out of order here. Hold on, somehow I am out of order. Don't you love it? Look, it's starting already. Nikki's doing it already. Here it is. Goodness gracious. So if
Hi,
you're interested,
Angela.
hey Angela.
I was just giving you a shout out.
hmm If you're interested in the Westmoreland Sunset Basket, 12 inches tall, it will be $20, number 75. $20, number 75 on this guy. And I gotta fix it because I'm a knucklehead. Never, ever, ever, when you're having a stuffy day, try to make a list out because it never, ever, ever works. Okay. Next up, I have the glass orange I was talking about. Now, from a distance, maybe you could say it was a pumpkin, but it's an orange. It's an orange. It's got the little orange peels on it and a short, stubby little top stem there. It's nice and flat on the bottom. And this, for one of those glass fruits, is actually quite light. I actually picked up. Did I say Wedgwood? I might have said Wedgwood.
No, Angela did yesterday.
Oh, I was like, I might have said it. It's completely possible. Today, the day I'm having so far. So we got a little orange, glass orange. Like I said, lighter weight than I'm used to. And it's a pretty good size one. He's almost 4 inches in diameter. But I love the orange peel texture on it. And it's different than the other ones I've seen. It's actually very realistic.
Yeah, it is.
If you're interested in my orange, my little glass orange, it's going to be $8, number 73. $8, number 73 on my orange. And those are my two.
All right. So my next piece is actually a married piece. I bought it like this. I'm going to sell it like this unless you absolutely want one piece or the other, and then I could split them up. But the top of this butter dish, but I think it would be perfect for cheese balls for the holidays,
Yeah.
which my mom still makes every Christmas. It's delicious. We all love it and fight over it. But the top is the old quilt pattern, just like the creamer. Now, the top of this right here at the point does have a little bit of that. It's thinner up there. So even though this is the heavier glass, it does have that little bit of glow there. So this one has the WG on the inside, which is another thing the Westmoreland glass did. They marked both pieces where a lot of other companies didn't. So if they were going to mark it, they marked both pieces. So here's the top, no chips, no cracks. It's that size. And then the plate. Now I found it marked as forget-me-not, but they didn't even list forget-me-not in the patterns that I was looking at on the pattern list. So I don't know. I don't know if it has an official name and forget-me-not is what collectors are calling it, but these little flowers are so pretty.
That's actually like they used to make those in Victorian glass. So I think it was a very popular pattern back in, because I have a couple that are like that.
Yeah. So this one's bigger. This is a whole inch bigger than the first plate. It's 8.5 inches wide. And it is marked with the WG on the back, which you can't see because of my ring light. But no chips, no cracks on this one either. So both pieces in really good shape.
But I love the married pieces. I love that eclectic cottage core thing to it.
$20, number 17. $20, number 17. Second item, clear glass, but it's a shoe. Daisy and Button shoe. I could not figure out. I know it's not Fenton because Fenton did the cats, but there were a lot of different companies that did Daisy and Button shoes. So, and even the bottoms didn't tell me anything. But no.
Yeah, but it has that like
there's a tiny flea bite right there, but no chips or cracks. Sorry, what were you saying?
It has like that thumbprint in the bottom of it, and a lot of the Fenton ones had that,
Yeah,
like, I call it a thumbprint. It's not, but
but
that.
the Fen ones feel different.
Yeah, okay.
There's a bump like right here.
Oh, so
Yeah,
it's
if
not
you
like a,
felt it, you would know
all
immediately
right.
it's not Fenton.
I think the Fenton ones are almost like a worry stone. It's like perfect for you to rub your
Yeah,
thumb on.
this one has a bump right here. I don't, but it's super pretty. So if you
Yes.
collect the glass shoes, this would be
Pet
nice to add to your
Cinderellas.
collection. $8, number 2.
Oh, it could be Boyd, yeah.
Didn't Boyd usually put a B in a diamond?
The one that I had, they did, but that
Yeah,
doesn't, I mean,
yeah,
you
maybe
know,
it, but
that's like Cinderella's slipper, though. I love
yeah,
it that that's what it reminds me of.
it absolutely does. Yeah, yeah. I couldn't find, and even under the ring light, I'm still not seeing a mark on it. So I don't think Boyd, just because Boyd usually put a B inside a diamond on theirs. But anyway, $8, number 2. It's super pretty, and those are my 2. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today.
Oh, sorry, Roxanne. I know there's something going on with, we're almost out of it. We're almost out of Mercury in retrograde. Just another week to go, and hopefully everything will go back to normal. Let's hope.
Ah,
Okay. Next up, I have another piece of Westmoreland. This is their carnival glass piece. I love the little basket weave. This would be such a pretty candle holder.
they
It
have
really
the
would.
bead detail on the top.
Yeah. It's
Yep.
so pretty. And it's clear glass on the bottom. And like Claudia was saying, they decorated when they didn't stamp the bottom of theirs and they were using stickers. They decorated the crap out of the bottom of it. Like, who looks at the bottom of the piece? But they did it. It was part of the mold.
Mhm.
And it's a really pretty marigold, too. It really is. I love this piece. Really pretty. So if you're interested in their carnival glass piece, it's going to be $12, number 91. $12, number 91 on this guy. And he would look so pretty with a candle in it, I think. And then the next piece I have, which kind of matches that one, is another piece of carnival glass. I have no idea who made this one. I'm going to be honest. It might have been Indiana Glass because they were redoing the carnival glass, like the iridescent carnival glass. There's that difference between the new and the old. So, little stretch face, little baby guy. He's not huge. He's a smaller one. This one is 10 inches. 10 inches tall on this one. And what I love about it, it's like an ombre. So we go from clear, and then as it goes up, it just gets darker and darker. So really nice piece. No condition issues. Not big. And if you're interested in this guy here, it will be $12, number 90. $12, number 90. And I like when they redid these because it has like that bubbly sheen, like if soap bubbles in the sun almost. Kind of like
Yeah.
the old stuff, but you can totally tell the difference. It's a 70s piece. It's still really pretty. And those are my 2.
So my next piece, oh my gosh, I'm so excited about it. It's an antique, and I do not very often have antiques. When I picked this up, it reminded me of the piece that was it last week that you had that,
Yeah.
Nikki? It
Yeah,
reminded
that
me of
monkey.
that, but it felt older. It felt like drier, and after you've handled enough glass, you get to know the feeling. And it wasn't marked, but I thought, you know what? This is something good. So I went ahead and got it. Now it does have some flea bites at the points, but this piece is over 100 years old.
Oh, the
This
thing.
was Greentown chocolate slag glass cruet. It would have had a lid, a stopper, a glass stopper, but it does not have that any longer. And these were made from 1894 to 1903 when the factory caught fire, blew up, and destroyed all the molds. So this cannot be replicated.
Oh,
The molds are gone. This is the cactus pattern.
I love the pattern. And I don't say that often about patterned glass.
Yeah, it's really cool. So even with the the flea bites at the points, it's over 100 years old. So these were made, they couldn't be made after 1903. So it's probably what? Can't
Oh,
do
it's
almost
super old.
120 years old.
It's super old.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
119 or older.
Makes me want a latte now too.
So this antique piece of glass is $20, number 3.
And Kaz,
$20,
you're right.
number 3.
Kaz is right.
Love that
Just
they called
wow.
it. They called it chocolate,
Yeah.
but to me, it's caramel.
Yeah, I know. It was like, what chocolate are they eating?
But they called it chocolate. That's what that whole line was called.
That's old chocolate. That's what old chocolate looks like. Oh, you got Kaz for that one. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Right, I already turned my page. Hang on a second. Thank you. So I did bring some Fenton. These are the little ones. So I've sold the bigger ones before. These are the 3-inch, I think, and I had sold the 4-inch. Yeah, last time. So Fenton hobnail shakers. They're thick glass. These are the original stoppers. They do have a little bit of wear.
Oh, and Kathy wants the glass shoe.
Awesome.
Owning antiques is awesome because then you walk by and you wonder, what did they see?
All right, I've got you down for that, Kathy. Yeah, I have a few antiques. I stick more to the vintage, but I do have a few antiques just because sometimes something is so beautiful that you have to keep it.
Yep.
So, little Fenton hobnail. These are not rare or anything, but they are fun. They're just $8. $8, number 20. And those are mine too.
Antiques are my favorite too. I love I'd rather buy an antique than a piece of vintage. And I know that's not really popular now, but I really like the antiques. I'm with you. Okay, so I brought this before and I'm bringing it back again. This is the early American Pyrex. I don't know. Somebody told me, I think you told me, Claudia, that it had the cat. That's not all that common.
Yeah, the cat. That's why
It's got
people
the kitty.
collect it.
So I love this piece is in fabulous condition, actually. Really, really great condition. All the pieces, all the little bobbles and bits and bobs are still there. It's not worn. I do have the lid. I do have the lid right there. In really good shape as well. This is their, let me see, the 470, and it is the, I think it's the pint. The half, the pint and a half, pint and a half. And so we have holiday seasons coming up, and I just thought this. Can you just imagine this with just a little thing of like veggies in it? Bring that to the table. So nice. Hey, Cindy. So if you're interested in it, I do have the lid. I'm just afraid I'm going to drop it if I hold it up. We know I drop things. It's number 78 for $18. So $18, number 78 for the early American Pyrex. We're going to have things. And now I'm finding
Cindy. I got you down for number 20.
Okay. And next up, I have a little hat. I have my little blue hat. I love these colors. It is daisy and buttons. I cannot tell you that it's Fenton because it is not marked anywhere and there's no sticker. So it's one of the smaller ones. Not super small, but small enough. So it's the 3-inch one. I guess this one would have been a toothpick holder. This would have been one of the ones you would have used maybe as a toothpick holder. I have a couple of these, and one of them I use to hold my lighters for my candles. It actually works out really good, so they're just not kind of laying in a drawer or something, sitting in that. Really good condition, no issues at all. So if you're interested, this guy here, he's going to be $10, number 85. $10, number 85 on that guy. And those are my two.
All right, so I've got, these are going to be choice. And I've got more Fenton. These are the Silver Crest, just a little, But this one's a bowl. This one's a dish. It's more plate-like. So this one, the ruffles were pulled up more than this one. So they are going to be $10 a piece. And, if more than one person wants one, we'll go with the first person who pops in the number once I give it to you. And then you can get your choice, or you could buy both. So they do fit into each other. There. I had to turn them until they fit. But how pretty are these? I always pick up Fenton Silvercrest when I see it. So no chips, no cracks. Just one is not, the ruffles aren't brought up as far as the other one, so more of a bowl. $10, number one. $10, number one. And it's your choice of the bowl or the plate / dish. I have.
Ooh, that's pretty.
The first time I had this up for sale, I had researched it and I knew the company. I don't know. I didn't look it up this time. I'm just pulling stuff out of my boxes. And so I didn't take the time. That's my bad, but it's super cheap. So if you need a little leaf dish, I was keeping earrings in it. It is only $6, number 11. $6, number 11. And this green is more of an emeraldy green than an olive green. So I hope that you can see the color on that. And those are my two.
Sorry, I had to look. I have this next piece that I have up. I finally found the marking on it, and I cannot make it out to save my life. It is a mug. So this is a fused glass plate. I love her face. I want to be her. I'm going to throw in the hanger. I have it on a little plate hanger, tying it up. And I'm going to try and show you where she's marked. I don't know if it's going to come. So you can see right here. Right in there. It is etch marked. I just cannot make it out. It looks like it says Pamela, but I could totally be wrong. It's just what I want to say it is, but it's not. And then it has a bunch of numbers. It looks like 99994. There's a bunch of different numbers etched in there as well. It is not a very large one. She is 8 inches, and she is just donning her pearls. I love her. I think she's awesome. So it'd be really pretty to hang up. Like last week I had the Stricker fused plates. I hope I said that right. This week, I'm not sure what she is, but I am in love with her. And if you're interested in my little plate here, she's going to be $12, number 93. $12, number 93. And like I said, I'll put in the hanger too, so you can hang her. And then my last item, Claudia and I were looking this up. I looked it up. I couldn't find it. She tried to help me out too. It is just now, first of all, it looks like the child. Yes, it looks like, a little baby Yoda. And it is a Monax piece. And it is I'm thinking sugar dish. Now, I think maybe it might be from a child set. Not 100% certain, but that's what I'm going with. It does have a little, now I lost it. It has a little tiny old flea bite. I think it's right here. It's just right in here. It's going to be really hard to show up, but it's right in here. There's a little tiny flea bite. But it's just such a different little unique piece. It really is. I mean, you could have fun with this and turn it into like a little baby. You could put the little eyes on it, and you could put little, like, I don't know, hair or something out of it and make him that. But it's just a sweet little tiny baby piece. And here, when I hold it up, that's how little it is. It's like the size of my ear. So it's like 3 inches. So if you're interested in, and it's definitely a Monax piece. So it is a depression glass, probably a child set, not 100% certain. It's just going to be $5, number 89. $5, number 89 on my baby piece. And that's my last one.
All right. So I have the Indiana Glass Clear Cat Votive. It's crazy because I owned this one back in 1991 in my first apartment. This one wasn't mine, but I owned one of these. So to find it again, I was like, oh my goodness, all the nostalgia. No chips, no cracks. It's just a kitty. And this one, $8, number 8. And then I also have the Indiana glass
I like
turtle
the turtle.
candle holder. And this one, no chips, no cracks. This one, he has more detail. He's got his eyes, like his toes are separated. So he's got more detail than the cat.
Yeah, that's why I think I like him better.
$10, number 13. $10, number 13. Would anybody like a recap of the stuff from the beginning? Let us know in the chat. And don't forget that all of the rules and guidelines are in the description box below. So if you ever have a question about when payments expected or when we'll ship or any of that kind of stuff, it's usually you can get questions answered down there, but you could also at any point in time drop an email to either of us, an Instagram message. We check that stuff daily. I require that you make your payment within 48 hours unless you notify me. If you notify me and there's something else going on, no problem. We can work it out. But if I haven't heard from you after the invoices, 48 hours after the invoice has been sent, then I'm going to have to cancel the invoice and put the items back up for sale. So just a little housekeeping there. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up. It helps us with the algorithm.
Oh, good, Sheila. Good, yay. That owl was
Yay.
gorgeous. That owl was so fun.
Oh my goodness. Michelle from Comfy Cozy Living posted on Instagram a picture of a Blanco owl. She didn't get it because it was $45, but it's gorgeous.
I've seen them. They are.
If you want to see a Blanco owl, you've got to go look at Michelle Comfy Cozy Living's Instagram page. I saw that right before we went.
And they're heavy too. I picked it up. They're so heavy. I saw one at an antique store about a year ago. I think I saw it. And it is heavy.
Yeah, I've only ever seen them in pictures. I've never seen one in real life.
Well, next week we're gonna do Imperial glass.
Yep. So, Imperial glass next week. Imperial glass makes beautiful glass.
Yes. And they're another one that's been like their history is quite huge because they've been around for a very long time. So it'll be from like carnival glass all the way through to some of their mid-century glass. I have to see if I can find any. If I have any hiding somewhere, I might.
I have Imperial glass sitting right back here.
I'm gonna have to dig now. I'm gonna have to dig.
Yeah, Westmoreland went out of business right before they would have been in business
for 100 years.
Yeah, for 100 years. Is what
yeah. It's a shame. But the demand for glass had gone down by then. Glass was so much easier to find and to produce, and it just wasn't. And now it's making a comeback. Now you're seeing all these little glass studios pop up, and that's just great to see. When I went to Rockport, there was at least three separate individual glass blowers in this little artisans village that they have. So if you're in that area, go check out Rockport, and it's awesome that there are new glass makers out there making glass. And that show Blown Away, that helps too, right? Because that's an awesome show.
I follow a company that is just an hour's drive from where I live on TikTok, and they show it's the old-fashioned hand blown. Yep. And it is amazing. And they were making pumpkins, for this time of year, and so intricate, so awesome to watch. I love it.
Oh, I've got to. They used to do it at the Ren Fair every year. And they would do them, and they would just make like easy stuff when they were showing it, like the witches' balls, like the little balls and baubles and stuff. And it's so awesome to watch. It's one thing to see it on TV. It's another thing to get up close and realize just how dang hot that furnace really is.
Yeah.
That's a little warm. I still want to do it though. I want just like, even if it's a lopsided circle, I just want to make a circle. I just want to make a glass. My dream.
Honestly, I'm a little afraid of it. I don't know that I could do it.
Uh, I gotta find that. We've got crafters up here, so I've got to see if I can find a place where I can go do it. Because I could go get alpaca wool and spin alpaca wool into a little ball. So I mean, somewhere I've got to be able to make a glass ball.
Yeah.
You know, just want to make a glass ball. That's it. And then I'll show it off, and it'll be all wonky. Probably have little like big bubbles sticking out the side of it or something. That's all right. It'll be mine though. I'll have done it. I'll be very happy. Oh my goodness. So are you doing your show tomorrow?
I have Wednesday.
Yeah. Wednesday. I always do that. For some reason, I always skip a day.
But next week, I have a couple of extra sales
Ooh, good.
on other people's channels. So on next week, Monday evening, so October 3rd, I'm going to be on Ancestral Beginnings channel at, I think, 5 Eastern. So I'll put more of those details up later this week. And then Tuesday, October 4th, I'm going to be on Haylin Vintage's channel. And I think that's going to be her first live YouTube sale with a guest, I think. But she's an Instagrammer that's been on my channel before.
Yeah.
And she's trying to grow her YouTube. So I've got 2 extra sales next week. And then Tiger and I have been emailing back and forth. So I'm not sure if I will be on Tiger's this Thursday, because there's a possibility, or if it'll be 2 weeks. But I gave him some dates and I'm waiting to hear back from him. And he may have emailed me while we were live today. So I will be on Tiger's Thursday, regular Thursday sale soon. And I'll make sure I announce that too. What do you have coming up?
I do have my regular whatnots this week. I've got Tuesday and Wednesday. Let's see. Tuesday's going to be smalls, glass smalls, and ceramic smalls. And then Wednesday is going to be my Falltastic sale, where I've got a little bit of Halloween, not a lot, a couple pieces left over, and some Thanksgiving and just other stuff that is fall, like related for entertaining. That's the bigger sale on Wednesday. So those are my next 2 upcoming sales. It's every week, Tuesday and Wednesday over there. And I appreciate everyone who comes over to Whatnot and says hello. Quite a few of you do, and I really, really appreciate that. It's awesome. Thank you for that.
We appreciate you guys hanging out with us here. So
yeah,
next week we'll be on Nikki's channel talking about Imperial Glass.
hi, channel.
Awesome. We will
Awesome.
see you guys later.
Bye. Thanks for coming.